This place is kind of scary.
Child, you are invited to enjoy my company.
Yeah.
Do not keep me waiting.
Okay. I'm coming. This place scares me, but it's got a great view. New Province looks tiny. Hello? Anybody home? Whoa, this place has color. Nowhere else in the island has it, except those stones. Oh, spooky voice, I'm here.
1 minute, child. I'll be right out.
Oh, okay. Ah!
Oh my. Red, you've grown into such a strapping young person.
Thanks, but who are you?
Oh, please, excuse my rudeness, as you were much too young when we first met. I am Aurelia the Seer. Or at least I was.
Wait, we've met before?
But of course, young one. How do you think you got to Solaria in the first place?
What? What do you mean?
Oh my! Now I'm certain I've said too much.
Wait, please, tell me what you mean.
Oh, I'd love to tell you, Red, but don't you have a queen to save?
But you're right, I gotta go.
Hold it, mister. You're 2 steps from passing out. Let me heal you. There we are, all healed up. What's the matter?
Huh? Oh, sorry. My wounds feel better now, but I'm still pretty tired.
Oh, Red. You're very young. By all accounts, you shouldn't even be here. I understand your wish to save Solace. Your will alone is remarkable. But truly ask yourself, is this truly how you want to spend your life? Even if you do save her, there will always be danger, bloodshed, death. You should have never been knighted. You were only 5. I know you love her, but she made a mistake knighting you. You could have such a peaceful life. Yet you willingly throw it away. Why? I don't understand why you put yourself through it all.
Solace trusted me to keep her safe. I've already failed once. I won't fail again.
There's no changing your mind. In that case, I'm glad I gave Froggo my key.
Yeah, Wait, what? You gave Froggo the key? He said he found it a month ago.
Found it? Oh, heavens, no. I did give him it 1 month ago, but I had it the entire time.
You had it for a year?
Yes, of course. Why are you shocked?
Shocked? I've been wilting away in a cabin, trying to figure out how to help Solace, and you've had the key the entire time!
Temper, little knight. I sympathize with your situation, but don't you dare raise your voice to me. You need to understand there is more here at play than just what you want.
All I know is I could have been helping Solace a year ago, but you kept the key away from me.
Firstly, you were not ready to enter the castle. Secondly, you raise your voice to me one more time and I'll...
You what, spend another year wasting time?
This is it! You will learn some damn respect even if it kills you.
Whoa! Aurelia! Don't you think this is a little overkill?
Overkill? For the Queen's Knight? How do you plan on saving Solace if this is overkill? Could it be the little knight is just a child after all?
What did you say, you old hag?
Learn manners, boy.
And you'll learn not to test the Queen's Knight.
Such arrogance. The fool's confidence.
You should have given me that key a year ago.
I wish I had now, you little shit. Solace should have disciplined you more.
Ha! She never had to. Unlike you, we never kept secrets.
Are you truly that naive? You don't think the ruler of an island has skeletons in her closet?
She'd tell me anything if I asked.
Boy, you are fiercely loyal, or really gullible. Is there a difference? strong but arrogant,
Hey.
quick to anger, just like the other one. You need to get it through your round head, boy. You're not the only one who cares for Solace. Do not think for a second that you're the only one trying to save her. We all are.
Then why didn't you give me the key?
You were not ready to enter the castle. You have no idea what awaits you in there.
How? How do you know what's inside the castle?
Are you hard of hearing? I am Aurelia the Seer. I see all. I know all.
Then tell me. Tell me what I'm going up against. Give me a chance.
It doesn't work like that, Red. If I tell you what I saw, it will come to pass.
Isn't that a good thing?
Not always. I may see an outcome, but my purpose is to guide you to or from it. To reveal any outcome would cause you to act differently, and the worst to happen.
So, you've seen what happens to me when I go inside the castle. And it's not a happy ending.
Red, everything you've experienced since you left the cabin was necessary. I truly believe in you, but I cannot tell you.
I understand. I'm sorry for what I said. And if you see Froggo, can you tell him I'm sorry too? I yelled at him. The one person who's always had my back. I treated him horribly. I'm worried I might not get to tell him myself.
I see a shining light in you. The same one that Solace probably seen. Now, pick yourself up and get back in the fight.
I just realized Aurelia didn't need to fight me. She knotted me up in seconds. Good thing she's on my side. Though, she said I was arrogant like the other one. Who's the other one? Gale. Who lives here? Why have I never seen any of this? KO. Love never dies. Solace, I'm almost there.
Show me the castle. Show me him. Show me the way.
Is Red here? Did he show up?
You're a little late, Froggo. But he was here. Come. He has entered the castle. His battle begins.
This place sure has changed. I can't believe I'm finally in here. Psst. Huh? Whoa! Hey! Welcome to the party, Red. Glad you could join us. Now this portal I can work with. The power. Could have been a little taller, though. Hey, Red. Hey! Get back here! You've got to love humans and love. What are you? Common sense. What have you done to Solace? Solace? Oh, I love this guy. Maybe knocked over his best friend to escape upstairs. Has been all year while you slept in your bed. Poor Forger hasn't had a moment's peace. You know, I've had a year to reflect. I feel bad about this one. I could have let them embrace.
Red, this is the Forger. He is the castle's master crafter and he created your sword. One day, Red, when you've grown big and strong, he'll make you an even bigger sword. One that you can use to protect the whole island. You know, Red, now that you're my knight, you'll need to protect the Forger too. Do you think you can do it?
You can count on me, Mr. the Forger.
I do not fear you. 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 I do not fear you.
Oh, hush now. The one you should fear approaches. He lurks in the shadows, waiting. Kill him, and I'll release you from this tomb.
Kill him. I know this presence.
Forger, what happened to you?
Master Red, you are a saint indeed.
Forger, what's going on?
Master Red, do you still wield the blade I made you?
I do?
Then use it.
Forger, stop! I don't want to fight you!
Do not hold back, Master Red. Strike me down. I cannot control myself. Only your sword can harm me.
Red, this is the Forger. He is the castle's master crafter and he created your sword. One day, Red, when you've grown big and strong, he'll make you an even bigger sword. One that you can use to protect the whole island. You know, Red, now that you're my knight, you'll need to protect the Forger too. Do you think you can do it?
You can count on me, Mr. the Forger.
I do not fear you. 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 I do not fear you.
Oh, hush now. The one you should fear approaches. He lurks in the shadows, waiting. Kill him, and I'll release you from this tomb.
Kill him. I know this presence.
Forger, what happened to you?
Master Red, you are a saint indeed.
Forger, what's going on?
Master Red, do you still wield the blade I made you?
I do?
Then use it.
Forger, stop! I don't fight you!
Do not hold back, Master Red. Strike me down.
Ow!
I cannot control myself.
Ow!
Only your sword can harm me.
Wait, stop, it's me! It's Red!
Red. Rah!
My key! Wait, become! Forger! Forger, come on, get up!
Master Red, your sword was my finest work. It was an honor serving Solus. Please, rescue her.
Where is she, Forger?
Phantom, it knows all the hooded man created it. I must rest now.
Solace, if I had been here, could I have stopped it?
Talking to yourself, Red? Kind of weird.
Shut up, Phantom! Why don't you come out here and fight me?
Fight you? Okay. How about if you can catch me, I'll fight you.
You're on.
Come on, Red. Saving Solace must not be that important.
Shut up and get back here!
Uh-oh. You're starting to look just like me.
I'm going to kill you, Phantom!
That's it. And all that anger you've been suppressing out. You're almost there. Did you manage to keep up?
Enough games, Phantom!
You know, for the hero, you play a villain really well.
What did you do with Solace?
Haven't you been listening? I didn't do anything. She's not here. Some hooded guy in his army of shades took her.
Where did they take her?
No clue. I wasn't part of his plan. I was born from the explosion, doomed to stay in this wretched castle. Till you freed me. Now I'm going to kill you and save her myself.
What? You're just a Phantom!
I'm you, you idiot! Once you stepped into this castle, I took your form. Your memories, fears, anger, all of it. Every last ounce of resentment you had for those putrid town people. Oh, I feel it. You can hide it from everyone else, but me? I get it.
If you want to save Solace, then help me. We can both go together.
Oh, Red. Always the hero. I need your body. So, you need to die.
I can't let you kill me. But I promise I will save Solace.
Touching it. But, how do you expect to stop me?
With the power of love. And by love, I mean stabbing you in the face with my sword. For Forger.
That's more like it, Red. Show me what you've got, hero in red.
Take this! Ha! He's about to do a big attack. I need to defend. Heal!
Where am I? Come on, Red. Did you really think it would be that easy? Say goodbye to your precious color. This is the end for you.
Fight on, little knight. More than just our island hangs in the balance.
Get up, Red. Come on. Please, Red. Don't give up now.
Come on, Red. Fight back.
I made a promise to Solace to protect this island.
Oh?
And I might not be the one who brings her home, but I'm gonna make sure she has a home to come back to! I did it. I saved the island. I just wish I could see your face one last time. Thank you, Solace.
Red, where are you? Come on, kid. Red! Red. Come on, kid. Wake up, please.
Hurry, Finn. There he is.
Froggo! Froggo, is Red all right?
No. Red!
Red!
Ooh, that was so Oh, hey guys.
And so, Solaria was saved. The island rejoiced as the color returned and Red cleared his name. However, Red's story was far from over. After Red saved the island, he returned to New Province, a hero to the people. But something had changed. Red seemed unbothered by the townsfolk's sudden change of heart. While fighting the Phantom, he had learned Solace had been taken from the castle by a hooded figure surrounded by dark spirits. Red told me he couldn't stay on the island while she was still out there and had planned on leaving soon. It wasn't before long we heard rumors of a ship devoid of color around Stormfront Island in the Cursed Isles. I decided to call in a favor from an old friend to give him passage, but I had one last surprise for him.
I appreciate y'all being here, but you didn't need to see me off.
Well, Red, we've been thinking.
You ran across an entire island alone.
And I think you might have fell off every raised surface it has.
So, maybe what if we...
We're coming with you!
What? I don't know what to say. I've been so used to being on my own, I thought, thank you.
Oi! Quick pine cuddles and board. I don't have all day.
For the longest time, I had no idea how I wanted the Phantom Castle key to look. If you look at old drawings or old inspirations or even the original game, you know that the key has all these different iterations. I'm pretty sure it changes constantly. It wasn't until Nefrendo, the amazing sculpting artist on Dreams, created. Now, of course, you can't talk about Red without talking about his iconic wooden sword. So up first we have Red, Koi, who is also part of the friend group, the four main friends. Aurelia is a very interesting character that, due to my lack of skill and story structure awareness, didn't show up in the original first one and subsequently wasn't mentioned in the sequel, but she's always been a character I've wanted and needed in the story. She's the king's seer, basically the right hand to the king who can predict small portions of the future. Now, that has obviously ghastly effects, as we find out, which is why the Phantom Castle remake had to happen, because in the original I skipped over so many important things that at the time I thought, people aren't going to care about, but now that people care about it, it's like, so, what's next, I hear you ask? Now that I'm finished with the Phantom Castle remake, and it has had this lovely big update with the museum and the skippable cutscenes and everything else, it was time to choose my next project. On the left was Paper Red and the Spirits Inc., which tells the tale of how Red first meets Koi. The entire story takes place on Fisherman's Wharf and subsequent islands around it. And the right statue is the Dauntless Crew. You'll notice a very young Froggo, a young Modra, a young Phineas, Captain Pete Ingalls, and a young Shaunzi. The Dauntless Crew is the story of how they all come together. This takes place 30 years before the Phantom Castle, and it actually tells the story of baby Solace and her being born and the absolute insanity that follows through. Before Solaria was called Solaria, obviously because it was named after Solace, it was something else, and Solace as a baby was kidnapped by the Greyhounds, this evil kind of pirate organisation. So Phineas, after a job goes awry with his crew, gets forced with either imprisonment or you can help track down the bad people who took baby Solace. So those are the two projects that I was going between, so Paper Red or a big massive prequel about the Dauntless Crew. Ultimately I went with Paper Red. I really love the art style and I'm really having a lot of fun with creating within that world and the kind of paper techniques, and I think that if I were to ever tell the Dauntless Crew story, it might actually be in the paper style format, the same as the Paper Red. The coolest thing about the Dauntless Crew is that in no point is Red mentioned, obviously because he's not even born, he's not even a concept at this point. So we actually get to see a lot of the other characters thrive, who are a bit older than, the younger ones. What was I thinking? I should have just done it. So a wee bit about her character. She's quite mysterious. We don't know a ton about her rather than what she's said, but even though she's said certain things, we don't know if we can trust her. She is very powerful and to some degree she obviously does care about Red and Queen Solace, but she does it in a way that makes her out almost to be a villain. She'll tell you the truth and then cover it up with a coy smile, even though things would be a bit more helpful if she told you, but as she explains, she can't tell you everything or the worst effect of that will come to pass, so she can only nudge you in the right direction. And fun fact, she is played by Caitlin McCall, the amazing voice actress and singer, who is one of the two from Carnival City who did some of the music for the Cursed Isles, and you'll also know that Aurelia and Lyra are the same voice actress. Aurelia definitely will have a bigger part in the future of the series, and she's also weaved in and out of sort of the beginning of everything. She was there when Queen Solace wasn't even born. She predates all that. She predates very far back into the kind of world and lore and story of the Kingdom of Solaria. So I think we'll definitely find out more about her one day, but we've got some more stories to tell. Now on to Queen Solace. Quite frankly, one of my favourite characters. I love Queen Solace. I think she's the personality. I mean, I'm really just complimenting myself on building this character, so let's move on from that for a second. Now, at this stage in the game, I don't want to say too much because any more will be spoilers. Her story does get explained more in the Cursed Isles, but what I will say is with Queen Solace, I didn't want just another queen getting captured story. There's so much more to her character than just the fact that she was captured. She's the driving force behind every one of Red's decisions. She is the main focal point for the entire experience that you're playing. Every story that Red is in, from now till I say so, Queen Solace is basically his driving force, his entire reason for being. He is the Knight of Solaria, gifted to him by Queen Solace. His entire being and purpose is thanks to her, and it's not till later where he maybe eventually identifies his own thing. But since you're playing the remake of the Phantom Castle, I can't really get into too many details without spoiling it, so what I will say is go play Cursed Isles and then you'll get a wee bit of extra, stuff. But yes, Solace, she's an amazing fencer. She's got a really powerful rapier, and she can actually use magic which has been taught to her by Aurelia. Is that a spoiler? Did I spoil something? Nah, it's not. I'm the creator, so it's not a spoiler, right? Froggo and Red's relationship is very, very important. So Froggo has been around the kingdom for a long time. He looked after baby Solace, who then, once she grew up, he started to look after Red, and so that kind of lineage of looking after very important characters has stuck with him. He's based off Kakashi and Solid Snake mixed into one. So he's very proficient in combat. He's responsible for teaching Solace how to use her rapier, that we haven't actually got to witness yet, but we will eventually. And he's responsible for teaching Red hand-to-hand combat and how to use his wooden sword. Something that is quite important, as Red is usually known for kind of going out to look after the island and kind of dealing with small threats. Now, the evolution of Froggo and Red's relationship evolves between Phantom Castle and the Cursed Isles. You'll notice that in this one, he kind of treats him like a kid. He still kind of, not talks down to him, but still kind of, barks at him to behave in a certain way. As in the Cursed Isles, you'll notice that Froggo has not only a lot more respect for him, but kind of checks people when they also talk down to him as if he's a kid. Now, this isn't necessarily because of what he's seen Red capable of doing or the feats he's accomplished. It's more of the fact that he now knows that they're going to leave the safety of the island and they're going to look for Solace, which means bigger, badder threats are going to come more apparent, and he now has to make sure that Red is ready. Therefore, he can't treat him like a kid anymore. He's got to treat him like they are. At this point, they are basically two soldiers hunting down their queen's captive. Now, that is a very serious journey and adventure, and even though it's painted in a very fun-toon fashion, it's to Froggo taken very seriously because anything can go wrong. And if you've played the Cursed Isles, go play the Cursed Isles, you'll know right away it goes wrong. With Finn, I wanted to kind of show off almost an anti-Red. While Red steps up to the challenge again and again, Finn typically runs away, requires help, and it's not really until the Cursed Isles where we see Finn, starting to get braver and starting to realise that he has to step up because Red might not always be there, as evident by the start of the Cursed Isles. No spoilers. Although it's funny, even though Finn the duck, Koi the koi, and Froggo the frog, even though they're all based on animals, Red's kind of friend group was originally actually going to be two other humans, and Red was also a human in the first draft of Red and the Phantom Castle. Red's original friends were going to be someone called Rye and someone called Cecilia, mimicking two of my real life friends. And it wasn't necessarily anything that made me choose the path of Finn or Koi replacing Rye and Cecilia. It just so happened that when I was doing some character designing, Finn just kind of morphed into what he is. I never really planned Finn on being a duck. He just happened to become a duck. And yeah, became Red's kind of scaredy best friend until, later on. Should also note that Finn has a weirdly big fan base. Usually when I ask people their favourite characters, it's Finn, funnily enough. And as a wee side fact, here for you, Finn actually shares a voice actor with Froggo and Captain Phineas. Captain P. Phineas. Wait, no. Captain P. Ingalls, which is Captain Phineas Ingalls. Wow, how did I get that wrong? Koi has been a tricky character to get right. One that still I'm a wee bit struggling with, both on voice and personality. I kind of settled that I wanted him to be the kind of smart intellectual one, the one that's always kind of looking for and has the answers. And we also don't really know much about his backstory. However, this will be getting rectified. If you go on up to the second floor, you'll notice that our boy Koi is sitting next to a little paper Red, and that's because they're getting their own adventure, and it's the story of how Red meets Koi. So more about Koi will be explored, and we will see more of his personality and what he has to kind of offer the group of friends. And it is quite funny, I should note that Koi's friendship with Finn and the Cursed Isles, I do not know. I didn't plan them to become like their wee duo, their funny duo where they say funny things together. That just sort of happened within the script. Honestly, I don't plan a lot of these friendships. I let them kind of develop as I'm going through the story, and they two just kind of fit together. But must say, I'm looking forward to exploring his personality and his relationship with Red more in Paper Red and the Spirit's Ink. It's actually going to be quite interesting to see him on his own home turf, rather than kind of being forced into what adventure Red gets up to. They kind of start their adventure together, and it's a very bonding story game. Did the key for a banner. She created this using stickers, and she was also responsible for doing quite a bit of the interior of the Phantom Castle, the main foyer. So big props to Nefrendo. She's actually the one that detailed the key, and then I rebuilt it in a 3D sculpt. But yeah, that's the key. Enjoy. It would also be a really cool Keyblade, I know I'm not trying to touch on other IPs and stuff like that, but if you extended the back bit, that would be a really cool Keyblade. The reason why it's wooden is actually got a bit of cool story and lore behind it. So obviously Red is a very short character, very, non-threatening. Solace wanted any enemies that would come across Red to obviously underestimate him. And the best way to do that, other than looking at his height and his floppy hair, was to give him a wooden sword. Now, the wooden sword is actually very sharp. It can cut like a normal blade, and it doesn't damage like a normal blade. It's actually infused with this world's version of magic, which is magic, but it's spelled Maegyck, magic. And that's what's infused throughout the sword, and it was actually made by the forger per special request by Solace. So it's actually a very powerful sword in the hands of a very powerful wee guy, so it's quite important. Fun fact, The sword was actually made by Canadian Jedi, who I call Dreams' forger because he's always making these really awesome weapons. So I contacted him and asked if he would make the sword for me, and he did, and it came out amazingly. Second fun fact, the voice of the forger is actually Brandon Pickner, one of my closest friends, and the sculpt of the sculpt of the Pickner, the sculpt of the forger is actually one of Canadian Jedi's original characters. So technically, it's Canadian Jedi mixed with my friend Brandon Pickner. Red and Phantom Red. One of the biggest tropes I like, and it is a trope, is the main character has a sort of dark side equal. And I really wanted that to be the case with Red because he is such a small, innocent, lovable character that it would be interesting to see what happens when he gets moved to a breaking point where he starts to show some kind of anger and some evil. But rather than just have that come out of Red right away, I wanted to show his resilience through the game of how bad things keep happening, but he keeps on kind of chugging along, smiling. He kind of does get down in the dumps a couple of times, but he always manages to kind of spring back up. It's not really until he gets into the castle where you really start to see everything weigh on him, and you see his true feelings come out. And it's really through Phantom Red that they reveal themselves because Red never really talks about it. He is kind of stoic in a sense. I think that might be a cause and effect of Froggo training him, trying to keep his emotions bottled up. But when Phantom Red takes over, or takes over a version of him, he starts to reveal the feelings and shows that Red has actually hated everyone for the longest time and he's been holding in this resentment behind a smile. And personally, I just find that so much more interesting than just watching a hero suddenly get over it and be okay again. Because, as Froggo says, he forgets what age Red is, and I think us as an audience also forget what age Red is, and how much kind of struggle he's went through at such an early age. He's only an 11-year-old kid, so to see him kind of go through this and get hurt time and time again, that's going to form future opinions. Which is also why I wanted Solace to be in the back of his mind constantly. Solace is that driving force behind every decision that he makes, whether it's right or wrong. It's her that's kind of driving him, and so he needs that kind of mentorship from her, and that's also why he's desperately trying to get her back. He's lost that entire meaning to him, and throughout the next few games, you kind of see that come to pass more and more. And one last wee thing about Phantom Red. I think he's such a lovely, tragic character because he's born from all of Red's negative emotions, yet he still has this compelling urge to save Solace. So it's almost like he's been tormented by wanting to do the right thing, even though he's born of complete evil and hatred. And I think that in itself makes him such a sad character.